Hello, everybody. My name is Trey Shirley, and I'm going to be showing you guys what the FESEM here on Penn State campus can do and what you can do with it here using the Array network. So what we have here is a field emission scanning electron microscope. This tool is able to get a magnification of around 1 million times, and we're able to resolve things on the order of about 10 nanometers. Now, what that means is we can see things incredibly small and incredibly detailed. Now, how this works is we take an electron beam and we raster that across the surface of a sample. And at every single point, we emit species out of that sample, and we then detect those species, and we can generate an image off of that. So with this kind of tool, we can have a whole bunch of different types of samples, excluding liquid or in vitro biological samples. Now, the only reason we can't do those two types of samples is this is a vacuum environment, and biological cells will burst upon being put into a vacuum environment. And liquid samples usually do not bode well in vacuum environments as well. So that will either contaminate our system or just not be able to be imaged at all. So what we have here, as you can see on the screen, is the interface that you'll be greeted with should you decide to do a rain session with this tool. And you can entirely control this tool through Zoom with this interface that you have here. So I'm going to show you guys what exactly you guys will be doing and how you guys can do it. So I have a sample already prepped here and ready to go. So the first thing we're going to do is turn on our EHT, or electron high tension. And that's going to basically begin emitting electrons out of the gun for us. Once that's finished running up, we'll go ahead and we'll switch over our detector to our in-lens detector. As you can see, we do have an image. Now, when it comes to different types of samples or different types of images that we can generate, we can either use images or samples that are already present within our lab, which today we're going to be looking at a bug's leg, but we also have a host of other types of samples that we can do upon request. In addition to that, we can also process samples that you send into us, and we will set them up to be able to be imaged inside of our SCM. So going into what we're looking at here, right now we have an image of a bug leg coming up. So I can show you guys right here that if I utilize the magnification, click this, I zoom in, you can see that I can begin zooming in our microscope, and the image becomes more and more detailed as we do so. Now, I did spend some time to make sure this is set up and well looking before starting this recording. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how you can personally set this tool up and how you can do every single function that I did before starting this. So we have our magnification here. We're going to go ahead and call our magnification here good. Next thing we can do is we can adjust our focus. So if we hit the working distance button here, and I can scroll in and out, you can see that I can change my focus forward and backwards. Now, once we have a good focus, we can go ahead and continue magnifying. And once we reach a certain point, we can go ahead and start utilizing our stigmators. So our stigmators on an electron microscope work to counteract astigmation. So if you have astigmation in your eye, it is the exact same concept for a scanning electron microscope. What will happen is the electron beam turns into an oval instead of a perfect circle. Now, these stigmators work to put that electron beam back into a circle. So if I were to click the Stig X button, I can adjust our X direction of our stigmator and get a good looking image. I can also adjust the Y stigmator and generate a good image. And that's generally the capabilities of our FESEM here in the CNEU clean room at Penn State. Once again, we have multiple different samples that we can do upon request, in addition to being able to process your samples that you may send in to us. Have a good day.